Module 6, Video 2. We're going to talk about insurance policies and details. And you will notice that I call insurances a moving target. There's no other way to explain insurance companies. I personally do not like insurance. I will tell you that. Many people have it. I have it too, but I don't like it. I believe it's smoke and mirrors, and it's very difficult for our clients to navigate. It's very difficult for doctors and nurses and healthcare systems to navigate. I've seen over the years where insurance companies have actually made the decisions, and they're not good decisions for their own members. So let's go ahead and talk about this for you all. How to make an insurance company listen to you is basically what this comes down to. Insurance is going to decide to pay or not pay, usually not pay as much as they should, and they're going to deny policies, unfortunately. The average number of times they'll deny a policy is 3. So if you're one of these that needs insurance to pay your bill, know that you're going to make these phone calls over and over again. One of the things you want to do for your clients is always get the name of the person you're talking to, get the policy, call for help, get an advocate who understands insurance and can walk through the language with you if you don't know it yourself. And do the best you can with these insurance companies, but understand it's frustrating. You're going to keep calling back, and calling back. There are some rules that you need to know too, and one of the things is if your client is in the hospital for 3 days and they have Medicare, then if they're going to rehab, they have to stay in the hospital for at least 3 days in order to get Medicare to pay for rehab. Now, this may change on a dime, so you always need to check with the insurance policies to see, once your client goes in the hospital, exactly how long do they have to stay, especially if they're coming back out and going into rehab. Another thing you want to know about these insurances is their job is to get you out of the hospital as fast as possible because they do not want to pay this bill. They do not want infections either, and of course neither does the patient. Having said this, sometimes in an emergency, some hospitals won't even allow something called direct admit. That means that the family practice doctor or the community doctor, like an internist, could directly admit the patient onto a floor. Many hospitals shy away from that now. So the patient has to go to the emergency room to be admitted. They have to be evaluated by the emergency room. The emergency room may choose to admit the patient with something called observation. And they will use that terminology. You're being admitted under observation. Admitted does not mean admitted. In other words, I had a client who called me and said, I've been admitted to the hospital. And I said, are you sure you were admitted? Actually admitted to the hospital, so insurance will pay the bill. Or were you put under observation? He said, oh no, I've been admitted. I'm up on the 6th floor in a private room. And I got there and I started looking through his paperwork and I said, you are not admitted. You are under observation. So location doesn't matter at all. What matters is what the paperwork says. So I had to get that retroactive to the first minute he entered the hospital through the emergency room and make sure he was truly admitted, not admitted under observation. I've had patient after patient tell me nobody pays that bill. The insurance automatically denies it. So know they're going to deny, know you're going to have to fight with them. Get yourself an advocate that does this for a living if you're not accustomed to doing it yourself. Medical bills, let's talk about them. The medical bills, as I said, is the #1 bankruptcy, okay? One of the things, when you get these bills, understand that there's not just one bill. There's 2 bills, 3 bills, 4 bills. The bills keep coming in. In the next video, we're going to talk about these medical bills and how you're going to handle them.